What's up guys, I'd like to start off by saying this isn't my typical video that you guys are used to, but I hope you guys enjoy it nonetheless. So please kick back, relax, and grab some snacks. You are watching For Honor, Art of the Deflect. First let's start by defining what a deflect is. In For Honor, a deflect is an advanced dodge of sorts. It can be used as an alternative to parrying normal attacks, however, it cannot be used to counter unblockable attacks, unlike the parry. With that out of the way, I would like to set what in my opinion makes a good deflect. This including the following: the satisfaction of hitting said deflect, such as a voice line, sound effect, or animation that follows the counter, the overall power of the deflect, since they all have varying damage effects, and lastly, I will be judging the potential combos that can come afterwards. This video will not be including the non-assassin type heroes who can deflect, with Xiao Lin being an exception because he's an assassin hybrid. Starting at the top with Gladiator, he has a powerful deflect which can lead into full bleed, a wall splat, or a ledge depending on the situation you are in. In terms of satisfaction, I'd say both the animation and voice line are big contributors to the joy of hitting it. On terms of damage, this can net you a very large advantage. However, characters with hyper armor can counter Gladiator's deflect, which will have to make me give him a B+. Up next on my list is Peacekeeper, with a solid voice line, a strong animation, and big bleed damage. Hitting this deflect can lead into a flurry of mix-ups, unlocking her unblockable attacks. However, her deflect also does not penetrate hyper armor, which will make me give her an A-, simply because I feel like her deflect is very satisfying to hit. I would now like to move on to the Vikings, starting with Berserker, who has, in my opinion anyways, an extremely satisfying sounding deflect, with both the voice line and sound effect being an easy S. On top of this, her deflect is unique in the way it leads into a guard break, cancelling hyper armor and giving her a free side heavy or free top heavy off wall splat. This gives Berserker an S for me. On to Shaman with a strong deflect that nets her bleed status. This can lead into her bite, giving you devastating damage. However, this isn't guaranteed, but is very rewarding if landed. On top of this, Shaman can counter hyper armor with another deflect, unless of course the attack is unblockable. This sound effect is forgettable, and sadly there is no voice line, which gives her an A-. I will now be segueing into the Samurai faction, starting with Orochi. Orochi's deflect is one that is very powerful, simply because it can all-out cancel hyper armor. On top of this, it can lead into a guaranteed light or heavy mix-up. The animation is extremely cool, and the voice line is cold, giving Orochi an S. Moving on to Shinobi. Her deflect has one of the most idiosyncratic animations, teleporting through her enemies, and an awesome voice line to follow. The damage this nets is very high on its own, but can lead into mix-up and combos off her kicks or heavies. On top of all this, she cancels hyper armor, giving Shinobi an S. Now, we are finally at the Wu Lin, kicking off with Xiao Lin, who has a fast deflect, no voice line, and not a very memorable sound effect. However, his deflect itself is powerful and can lead into his stance, netting more damage, giving him a B+. Saving the worst for last, we have Nucha, who has a very underwhelming deflect that can be blocked and even counter-deflected by certain heroes such as Orochi. No other character on this list has a blockable deflect, putting Nucha to shame. If the opponent, however, doesn't block her deflect, it can give a very rewarding 30 damage, leading into some chains. Her animation is very unique, and she has an okay voice line to follow, giving her a D-. And that concludes my list of deflects of the For Honor characters. I hope you all enjoyed the art of the deflect, as it took me a very long time to make, and I also hope you learned something new if you're a brand new player. Have an amazing day everyone, and stay tuned for more. Goodbye.